going on, all my beautiful people? Sunday morning, so y'all know what that means. We're here with our analysis for GJ. GJ had a decent, a pretty, I wouldn't say a decent week. We did get some nice moves this week, but we also did get some, nice consolidation, a little bit of a range up here before, then price dropping off. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened this week on GJ. Starting off with our weekly candle, we can see this week price attempted to push up into close to 169, really like 168.5, tapped into just about before wicking all the way back down, closing around 16500 level. So let's just go ahead and go through what we're looking at on GJ. But I might show you guys the actual trades that I did take this week. So as we've been looking at, we do have GJ creating this double bottom. So definitely are looking for price to, make this move to the upside. Now, as we can see, this double bottom here on our weekly, we do have this middle area here, or what we call our neckline, which is also a supply zone, right? So this area where price came up to make this point at the middle, and then we do see price dropping off, right? So this is technically a supply zone. We can see over here when price got to this area, our seller zone, right? We see market attempted to sell off, but this is a double bottom, right? So this right side is what we call right side, strong side, meaning that there is some good momentum that typically comes into the market in this right side, strong side, right? So we can see price was attempting to sell off, but like I said, there was momentum. So we did get that break above that zone, and now price pushing to the upside. So what we want to look at is this price as it's moving up now. Okay, we want to zoom in and really pay attention to what's happening currently with this price. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, but before we do that, I have other zones labeled in here. I'm going to take some of these off just so it's not so cluttered here. Okay, we do have a good amount of markups as price is moving up. Right, and what these zones are, they're going to tell us, like I said, with our zone over here, is they're going to tell us where potential sellers could be looking to come into the market, right? So I have weekly zones, right? So these purple boxes are weekly zones that we can see over here. We saw this big drop in price happen, right? So this is what we're going to consider a supply zone, right, or a seller zone. Okay, we can see when price got over here, we did see this wick once again, right? This wick attempted to push up through this zone, but then came back because it was in our seller zone, right? Then we also have another weekly zone up here, right? Same thing, price, attempted to do this pullback and then it dropped off. So again, this is another weekly supply zone, right? Or another weekly seller's zone. Price hasn't reached that area yet, but I do see it coming very soon. Again, as I see price creating this double bottom. Now, as of where price is right now, we did break this neckline. So somewhere soon, before we even start dropping time frame, somewhere soon, I know that there is some sort of retest that should be coming soon, right? A retest to retest this neckline and then continue its move to the upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin dropping time frames to see what price is doing here. Let's drop to our daily time frame. This zone here quickly appears to be drawn out this way. I just want to take a look and make sure. I want to see what this zone is here for. Is that okay? Yes. So this is a still a relevant daily zone. Now, what I was looking at just now is if we could see this zone, I have it drawn out, is going all the way back here, right? But with these zones, once the zone is broken, right, and what I consider broken, we see this price fell through this zone here. Once this zone is broken, I typically get rid of it. But I believe it was drawn out accidentally. So I'm just going to go ahead and um, redraw that zone in that was there, right? So this is a daily zone. If we can see here, price attempted to pull up and then dropped off. So I would consider this a daily zone. So I'm just going to put that back in and extend it only to the right. That way I know this is still a relevant zone. Make it a daily. Boom, boom. Okay. So now let's take a look as we're dropping. Now, looking at our daily time frame, we can see that price is in what type of trend? You guys tell me. Exactly. Price is in an uptrend, right? We know it's in an uptrend because we're seeing low, high, higher low, higher high, and then now we're seeing price begin to come down to potentially make a higher low. Okay. So, taking a look at this, let's go ahead and again drop time frames. 4 hour. Right. So if this is your first time here, sometimes I do get a little quiet as I am just analyzing the market. Also, I am doing this markup in real time. So if you do hear me get quiet, that's why. But again, right, 4 hour, just looking at this, you see price high, low, higher high, higher low. Now, what we can see here this week, what happened? These orange boxes that I have are now my 4 hour zones. Okay, these are 4 hour zones that price is creating. If I go back a little bit in time, we can see that price, I'm not sure what's going on that way. I guess price is not letting me extend that far. But we do see that I have a 4 hour zone here, right? So this orange box here is a 4 hour zone. And we can see that this week when price did move up into that zone, let's zoom in a little bit. Price moved into this zone and kind of got caught in this zone. We see it attempted to first break through this zone, came back down, and then close right inside of this box. Now, typically when you see something like this happen, right, these candles closing right inside of this, like look how perfectly those candles closed in that box, right? Typically when you see something like this, price is rejecting this box. It reached the high of that box, and then it's going to most likely go ahead and drop off. Okay, so this is a 4 hour zone, and we see that exact thing happen. We saw a double top form inside of this box, goes right inside, right at the top of this box, and then dropped off, right? So what we're looking at right now is price pulling back. Okay, price is pulling back right now. So what I am paying attention to here moving forward is going to be where price falls to. Okay, where price falls to. Now, we already know price is in an uptrend. We know our higher time frames tell us that price made a double bottom, so we're looking for price to continue up. We also know that at some point we're looking for price to come down here, right, and to retest our neckline, right, of that double bottom that we had on our higher time frames. So that's something that I'm definitely keeping in mind. Okay. And then looking at where price is right now, as this price began to fall, right, I'll give you guys this quick tip here. Okay, as I said before, our supply zones are areas where potential sellers could be looking to come into the market, right? So peep, once price ran into this 4 hour supply zone up here, made this double top right inside of this area, and then dropped down. Now, as price is selling, you want to know where potential buyers could be looking to come into the market. Peep this here, right? This demand zone. We had this zone drawn in here. We saw this big buy up of price. Then we see price coming down. Where could this price sell off to? Our potential buyers zone, right? And what do we see? This price wicked right to this zone, right? And it end up closing a little bit higher than it. But that's where you would potentially look to place your targets at. Okay, so that could have been our first target. And then as this price is falling now, looking at this, we want to see where this price actually falls to. We did get a rejection of the zone when it fell the first time. But then if we can see here, we do see this last candle that formed Friday before market close did break these lows here. Okay, these minor lows were broken here. Okay, so that's a good sign that price could be potentially looking to continue moving to the downside, right? Also 4-hour double top is a good sign to me that, you know, there's some good sellers momentum potentially looking to come to the market, right? That's a reversal. Okay, double top is a reversal pattern. If you're seeing that on your 4-hour, pay attention, okay? Pay attention. We also have another 4-hour zone a little bit lower here around 164 400, 164 to 164 400 level. That price could be potentially looking to fall too, right? So like I said before, I am looking for a potential pullback to happen very soon, and seeing this double top here on the 4-hour, as well as this crazy wick on the weekly time frame, there's a possibility that price will come down this week, right? Price potentially will come down this week to do possibly that retest. Okay, but when we are looking for these patterns on these higher time frames, I typically like to see some sort of pattern formed, right? Some sort of reversal happen in the market to tell us, okay, buyers are done buying and sellers are now looking to take control over the market. And the way that that shows typically is sellers will even out with buyers, right? So as we can see right now, buyers have control of this market, right? We see these big buyers moves, big buyer moves, and then small sell moves, big buyer moves, and then small sell moves. So what I want to see is for price to even out, right? So something like this, right? Sellers to first catch up with buyers, okay? So if sellers were to come down here, we would see that this last buyer's move is equal to this seller's move. Okay, so that would tell us buyers and sellers are about equal, about even. And then a potential push to the upside again. For buyers, one last push to move up. And then sellers coming in and taking control of the market now, right? And we'll know that because this seller's move will be bigger than this buyer's move, okay? So just taking a look at that, keeping in mind what I'm looking at on my higher time frame, right, which is this pullback to this level, and then that continuation to the upside. So that's honestly most likely what I'm looking at for this week. But now understand that reversal that I'm looking for to happen, right? We still have 5 days on the week. This last candle is going to finish off our week, or our month, I'm sorry. Yeah, this candle on the daily is pretty strong. This bearish candle is pretty strong on the daily, right? So this week I most likely will be looking for this pullback to happen. But we're going to see, right? We're going to see. When it comes to trading, you want to stay objective in the markets, meaning that you want to trade what price is showing you, not what you think is going to happen inside of the market. Okay, so although I am looking for this price to potentially come down, retest, and then continue this drop to our level, hopefully find some support here, and then move to the upside, there's a good chance still that market could just be having a pullback and then looking to continue to the upside, okay? Actually, this is another potential move that we could see in this market, right? So as we know, we have low, high, higher low, higher high. After a higher high, we know price has to make a higher low. Now, we have what we call the break and the retest of this current trend that's happening. We can see that price found this high and now it's looking to pull back and retest. So we could be looking for a retest around this 16400 level. okay, which was also our last high, okay, which is also our last high that was created right over here. So if price does find some support and does hold here, we could definitely see that continuation to the upside. And in that sense, my target would be around 172,500, being that, like I said before, our weekly zone, we have this weekly zone drawn in right up here, okay? Just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of these other lines that I have on here. These lines guide me as I'm actually trading, right? If you saw the way I just did this break and retest, right? It goes to show as a visual for what market is actually doing, right? So I know if price comes back to this area, that could be a potential retest area, right? It also shows me where my previous high was, okay? So I know that price is in an uptrend, right? As this price is moving up, I know once this level here is broken, all right, price is now moving to make a higher high, right? Or a new high, okay? So I have this as a daily continuation. You can see the words I have here. This yellow line will show me a daily continuation. And then I have this black arrow here, which shows me a break of structure. Okay, so as we have these, as we have market in this uptrend, high, low, my last swing low was here. Okay, my last swing low is here. And now if you know, you understand the structure of an uptrend, if you have a break of a low, that's going to tell you that your uptrend has been broken. Okay, if you start to see price breaking out your lows, right? Let's say something like this. You start to see price breaking out your lows, that means this uptrend is no longer an uptrend. Okay, so that's what this low is going to tell me. It goes as a visual guide to me that if price comes down to this level and breaks this level, all right, price is now moving to the downside, all right, or our uptrend has been broken. And now we're going to wait and see what happens next. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for our week. Also kind of just want to give you guys a quick tip. I believe I said at the beginning that I would show you guys some of the trades that I did take this week. So I will show you those, right? I only took 2 trades this week. I had a position on this buy up over here as well as this sell off over here. Now, when market got inside of this box, I didn't really, I didn't trade this market here, right? Because one, it was inside of this zone, okay? 2, the reason why I didn't trade inside of this zone is we could see buyers' momentum was starting to slow down. Okay, we saw this nice wick here telling us sellers are trying to come into this market. Okay, we start to see these buying candles get kind of small, shaky as it's attempting to push through. We did see a small breakout. Then again, we see these small candles here ranging, kind of moving between this zone. All right, so I was looking for this sell-off to come. Hopped on 2:30. 2:30 is my trading time. If we could see, this was at 2 o'clock, right? So this candle had already started to drop by the time I hopped in, but it was definitely moving. The reason why I took that trade is because this double top that I speak of, right? Boom, boom, boom. We know price was coming down. Once I saw this neckline break, it was green. It was 2 o'clock. We already saw momentum in this market, right? By 2:30, this candle was already strongly forming, strongly coming down. So that's green, right? That's green. And then as you can see, these zones that I was telling you guys about, let's get some of these lines off. These zones that I was telling you guys about, right? Our 4-hour zone. I'll just show you how I marked that in, right? Wick to body, drag it out. We can see our buyer zone, right? So area where potential buyers could come into the market. We see price wick right off the top of this zone and then pull up, okay? So I did pull out, I think around 97, somewhere around there, like 87 maybe. I ended up pulling out of, I can actually check. I ended up pulling out of the trade because I did begin to see on those lower time frames, rejection of that price. Yes, 97, 164.97. So around here is where I pulled out of this trade, right? Because I started to see these wicks or this rejection on this price as it was coming down. Buy. Okay, then we also saw this buy up over here. We saw here, we saw here this high, low, higher low happening here. And same thing, we could see this was a high here, drag this out and peep the break and the retest. Peep the break and the retest. Okay, price broke above this high, retested it, bullish engulfing. That's green. That's green. Even if you had taken from this bullish engulfing to the top or right to the zone, that's 160 pips, right? Clean move. Honestly, wouldn't even suggest taking any trades inside of here. As we can see, market was ranging. We see these candles moving very closely together. That ain't the type of market that I want to be in. But that's what we're looking at on the week. I will show you guys exactly what I'm looking for when market opens. Excuse me. Allergies is starting to kick my behind, like, man. Excuse me, it's that season. Pollen is. Went outside for a couple minutes. The phone is covered in pollen, like it's crazy. But excuse me. Looking at this area here, right? For when market opens, we have this price is on our hour time frame in a downtrend. Excuse me. This market is in a downtrend. Okay. So same thing that I was showing you guys before. We have this black arrow is going to show us a break of structure. If we're looking at price in a downtrend, we know that if a high is broken, looking at price in a downtrend, we know that if a high is broken, then our structure has been broken, right? Or a downtrend has been broken. Okay, so we can see this here, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low. Okay, so if price comes up here and breaks this high, we know, okay, price is now moving more to the upside. And then we also have our structure low. Okay, so we know if price breaks this low, retest, we're looking for a continuation to the downside. Now, pay attention here. We also have, right, this double top that was created over here. So this is something that I'm also keeping in mind for this time frame, is we could be seeing a potential pullback here. Okay, we could see a potential pullback here. Okay, so if we do, just to explain that really quickly, I don't want to leave y'all on a cliff, right? High, low, right? Potential retest here, and then the fall off. Okay, so that's more so what we're looking at on the day. If we're looking at the week, like I said before, price is either going to do one of two things: it's going to buy or it's going to sell. Okay, so we're looking for price to buy. We're going to want to see retest here, and then that continuation to the upside, right? Find some support and then continue moving up. Or if we're looking for price to sell, just as far as what price is giving us already, I'm looking for a potential head and shoulders to form, right? Come down to our low around 159.7, retest, and then come down into our neckline of that bigger double bottom that we had over here. Right. that bigger double bottom that we have forming over here. So that's what I'm looking at for this week. Hope this video was helpful for you guys. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I did drop a video midweek on support and resistance. That video is a little bit older, so breakdowns and things of such has changed a little bit, but still some value in that video. Make sure you guys go tap into that. But I will be dropping some more content this week, the upcoming weeks, looking to really start pushing out some more content. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so that y'all have access to those videos. Turn notifications on if you really want to stay up to date. Also, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. If you are one for shorter clips, quick value, go ahead and tap into the Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Links, as everything will be in the description below. And honestly, hope this video was valuable to you guys. Hope y'all have a great trading week. Really looking for some nice moves on GJ this week, so let's keep that in mind. Remember to stay objective. Stay objective when it comes to trading. Don't trade what you think, but trade what the market is showing you. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Love.